Hey everybody, excuse me, Joe81X here. That is a toilet. Toilet. I just wanted to show you something and possibly help you as I was helped. Does your toilet run and you really don't know why? Or do you sometimes not catch it running? Or is your water bill too high and you don't know why? Well, if I could stay here long enough and mimic it running, I will show you step one of possibly. Here it is. Couple seconds. Okay. So if that constantly happens throughout the day, the week, the months, the years, depending on where your bathroom is, that's a lot of water throughout the year. So I'm going to show you a quick fix. Now, I did this once before, a couple of months ago, off camera. And it's been fine since, and now it's doing it again. So I'm not going to promise that it's going to fix it. And I might have to actually change something, but leading into step one is something that I'm going to show you. So first, you must identify your toilet. You must try to figure out what kind of toilet it is and what mechanism is inside your toilet. There's a couple of different kinds. There's your standard one that had that used to have the tube and it had the ball. Well, this mimic this. So it would have the ball, and then the ball would float and stop the water. And then somebody at some point invented this mechanism where it's a cylinder. So this eliminates the ball. This is a cylinder where now when you press this, it goes down that red ring, which is or should have been this bright, and the weight of this cylinder compresses it. So there's a hole at the bottom of your toilet. This cylinder smacks on it, and that rubber ring down there just ever so slightly sits. So when there's calcium or it's broken and it just opens up very slightly, that's when you get this water sound. Obviously, that I was fortunate enough not to mimic. Now, my wife just cleaned the bathroom, so we'll see if I actually have to remove this cylinder. I'm gonna probably do it anyway, just to clean it. So let this fill up and we'll come back. So it's been a couple of minutes. It's actually stopped, or have not mimicked losing water. So my wife, not that she did anything wrong, maybe just the way it was flushed, which technically shouldn't have been a problem. But I'm going to show you how to do this anyway, because why not? So this is a Kohler toilet, and this mechanism is called a Flushmaster 400 model, this whole mechanism. Now, you have to shut the water off. You technically should. Or you could find something in your home to go underneath here and go and touch something rigid to go like this. Or if you have the room, someone could hold it. But for purposes of just stating, hey man, how do I do this? I'm stuck at home. I need to do this right now. I have nobody with me. You need to shut the water off. Now, don't lose your cool. If you have a generally newer sort of kind of house, it would this could work. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay, you want to go down here and shut it off. That is technically off. If it leaks, don't touch it. Go downstairs, shut the house off if it's bad, or open it back up where it doesn't leak, because that's not a lot of times where you actually are touching your toilet water in a sense where it's domestic cold water. So these toilets have been replaced, fixed, and upgraded in the last 5 to 6 years. So now what you want to do is when you press this, what's going to happen, it's going to flush, but no water is going to come out of this fill tube. Can you see it? Yes, you can. So if you pick up the fill tube and go like this, drain as much water as you can. Let it go all the way down, and there you go. This fill tube, when I turn on the water, is going to fill it up. Okay. Okay, now if you have never done this before, it can get a little hairy, because the first time I did this a couple of months ago, I thought I was going to break it. So you have to go to the left. You have to hold this piece with your hand and go to the left. You're going to hear that plastic? It's okay. And it lifted right up. I will take the camera and show you more details as to what's down there. What's down there is a key. See the slot going this way? See that? Right in the middle of the X? Well, by you turning it, it goes a certain way. And that's how you go to install it. So what I did was take that ring off. So if you want, turn the water on your sink, warm or hot. Then you very carefully take this ring off. Very carefully. If you break it, then go to either Lowe's or Home Depot. I don't know if they sell this by itself, but they'll definitely sell something where you can replace this. This is not one of those things where it's forever broken. So the water is lukewarm. I don't really want to go extremely hot. And you kind of go like this. See, I could feel it. There's calcium from the water that's domesticated. Just lukewarm, and you go like this. And as I'm doing this, I'm doing this. You can't see that I'm spinning it. And when you're satisfied that both sides are as clean, you could see where the red and where the seal was permanently. See that groove? That means that sat on the toilet a certain way. So now that is done. You want to put that aside. Now if you want to keep going, what you could do is undo this ring if you want. You don't have to. Down here is a metal piece. Let me see if I could. Depending on your toilet, I have like a little hook. It looks like a hook that you would put on your necklace. I'll show you it if I get this off. I'm actually right-handed. I don't want to break anything, so I'm kind of just showing you. You want to be careful you don't break any of this stuff, because why do you want to go to the home center if you don't have to? Okay, so I can't clip that. Please hold. I'm back with some needle nose. I want to show you what I'm talking about. You see that little clip? Sorry, focus. I'm sorry, a second. See this little clip? That rusted piece you want to push down. So very, very gingerly. You want to just push it down. If you can. It's not a good angle. Again, doing this off camera a couple months ago is completely there we go. Completely different. So now that it's off, not gonna break anything. I could show you what I was talking about. Autofocus. That little jobber. So what you want to do is put back on the warm water and just clean it. This really doesn't matter, but in here, sorry, the ring. You just want to make sure all the calcium is out. See, there's a little pink stuff. Basically, this is wearing out. And I should probably get a piece to have in the home. When you're satisfied that it's clean, you could put it back. Now it's grooved. What I like to do is flip it, because the memory of the first part, however many months it's been in your toilet, has created a memory foam. So if you flip it, the part that was dented is now upside down, and you're kind of, putting it back. So you want to put it back in the groove here. Work it around. It's a big rubber band. It's got to hit a point where you're going to have to stretch it a little. See how it's kind of oval? So it's kind of shot. But we'll still put it back because I need it. So you make sure it's on the lip. You make sure it's in the lip. And then you kind of squeeze it. Okay, perfect. Now, what we could do is set it down. Here's the key. It spins. So what you want to do is make the correlation of the key down there that doesn't spin into the correlation of this key over here. That I can't help you with. And then obviously the end result, is having the chain on the same side as the plunger. That's basically what you really want. You don't want to have this like this because the chain is on the right side. That makes sense to you. Okay, now you want to turn it. Yeah, maybe that sound, one or two. you want to put the fill hose back. You want to go down and, excuse me. I want to grab that chain, huh? Now what you want to do is, hopefully you're able to slide it back on, because it should be like a neck chain where it wants to slide on, doesn't want to slide off because of the little lip. There we go. Okay. What you want to do is test the orientation first, before you fill it. So I have the chain on, like I said. It slides on easier because you just hit this lip. You want to go like this. See the way that's spun? Perfect. Because you don't want it to do this, and then it sits like that, and then you go to fill it. So let's work the orientation 2 or 3 times, and then righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. The water's going to turn right on. Very slowly if you want. That's normal. It's air bubbles, or just I didn't turn it on fast enough. You technically don't have to open the valve all the way. That's just depending on your orientation. So that was fully open. So we'll go a little bit half turn. It's a little spongy. And then technically, see, there's the fill tube. That goes in there. And this fills up. There we go, it filled up. What I wanted to say is, you could technically hear a leak before it happens, in a sense where if water is leaking through this tube, 1, you might see bubbles, and 2, you'll hear a very, very small noise, like you'll hear something, and then eventually the water level will get to a point where it thinks it was flushed, and then you hear the noise, and next thing you know, you have a running toilet. So we'll flush her, and while it's filling up, that's it. This is how you fix a running toilet with a Fluid Master 400 model. Hit like, hit subscribe, and thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next video.